Good morning, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. I have had, well, first of all, how are you all? I hope you're all well. Um, I've had several requests for making the piano roll. Now, I know that a lot of people have made them on video. Well, I do know of two people. Stacy's Crafty Jam has made one, and my friend Lynn over at Sparkles, I think it's Sparkle Art Creations or Sparkle Creations. I'll put the information in the description box below. In any event, visit those two people and also Natalie at Line.Arrow. It is for a group challenge for this month, or maybe this week. I'm not sure. But this one is different from the one I showed you the other day because I already gifted it. So I made another one. And I could actually make 20 more because they're so fun. And I'll just show you a very quick version of how I made mine. So let's get started. I'll just show you this one very quickly, and then I'll show you how I made it. Okay? So this one, I didn't use ribbon. I just used twine because I know everybody has twine. The charm I hooked on the bottom. Both ends, instead of using a head pin, I used a grommet because I know that everybody has those. So for this project, you will need a crocodile. You will need, if you want to add a charm to the side, you'll need some of the jump rings. That's what I used. I don't remember what everybody else used. You will need a straw, and you will need some grommets that go with your crocodile. And then you'll just need, I just put a key, and this is just a charm. I don't even know what charm or where I got it. Probably, I don't remember. So anyway, for this particular one, I did use a grommet for the other one, but I also used a pearl head pin, but I didn't know if you all had those because those were actually very long flower pins that you would use for corsages, and I snipped the ends so that I'd put one in one side and I put one in the other, and then I put the charm on the head pin because it stuck out on both sides. But for this one, I'm not going to do that because I know everybody has grommets and most of y'all have crocodiles. If you don't, then you could use something as simple as filling up your straw with, just wind up some toilet paper or paper towel, wind it up, and then stuff it inside your straw, and then just simply put some glue on your pin, and then simply place it into your straw, and it won't fall in there because it will be stuffed with something. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay, so let's get started. Just let me show you what I made first. And that's all the tools you'll need, really, except the paper and some glue. So you just simply untie it here, okay? Now you can pull this string out. You don't have to leave it in there. Here I have a key charm, and I have another one of these charms. And then there's a grommet there, which I put in with my crocodile. And then this one says, Sprinkle Kindness. And I collaged this one. The other one, if you remember, was sewing patterns. If you haven't seen that video, go back 2 videos and you'll see the original one I had made. This one is much simpler because you all don't have sewing patterns. So this one I just collaged. It says, Sprinkle Kindness, Be Good to Yourself, Scatter Loving Kindness, and I forget. Oh, Believe in You. And that's it. Here you would need, if you wanted to, I used, excuse my reach, some metallic gold acrylic paint. So you'd need that, and just a small paintbrush, and just paint this end here, okay? Now I use Pianola because, like I said, I am fortunate enough to have Pianola, but you don't need to use that. If you go to Stacy's Crafty Jam or Sparkle Creations or Natalie at Line Dot Arrow, you'll see how they created their own piano paper. I don't remember how they did it because I have piano roll paper, but it looks amazing how they did it. So, so that's mine, and all I did was use a book page, some tea-stained register tape, but you could use paper. This was just simple for me because I made mine 2 inches, okay? I don't know how wide everybody else made theirs, but that's just how wide I made mine because that's how wide my register tape is, and that's what I used because I wanted to make it easy. So it's 2 inches wide by, if you go all the way to the charms, it's 14 inches, but it's 13 inches, 13 and a half inches to this point from the very top, okay? So it's 14 inches long. I'm sorry. Yeah, 13 inches long. And then I put the ball pin and the charms on, okay? And it's, like I said, 2 inches wide. Let's get started. I hope you're all having a good morning. And I'll just roll this back up. I thought it came out really pretty. I wouldn't know which one to choose. Honestly, I enjoyed making both of them. And like I said, I already gifted the other one to my college roommate. She'll be leaving soon, and she fell in love with it. She loves to sew. We used to sew all together. We used to sew together all the time. And, I mean, we've known each other for 49 years, so anyway, we've done it all. We've crafted, you name the craft, we've done it. And I kind of, you know, I first collaged it, like I said, with book page and some ledger that's printed, not real ledger. And then just, so I put that on first, on top of this. So I glued this to the piano roll, and then I just decorated it. So collaged it first, decorated it, and then sewed it. There's a stitch down the middle. You can see it on the back. But I didn't use a dark thread because of I didn't want to take away from what was here. Okay, so I have a piece of lace going down the middle, and then of course some pink. That's my fabric tape that I make. And if you want to see a video on how I make that, just go back to fabric tape. I did not invent it, Tim Holtz did. I just make my own. So then you just roll it back up, like so. Very simple. Very, very addictive, very simple. As soon as I saw these, I had remembered that Rose at Journals and Time had made these very similar. They're very tiny faux scrolls, very tiny, itty bitty, and they're so cute. So do visit her at Journals and Time. That's Rose. And then Stacy's Crafty Jam, she made a book. It's very cool. And Sparkle made hers with vintage tape, the register tape, and she made her own holes. So yeah, visit those channels. Then I just went through the back here like this. I held it like this. I took this piece, wrapped it around, and simply tied a bow. That's it. That's all I did. The other one I used ribbon, this one I used twine. Everybody has baker's twine or some sort of gardening twine or what have you. So that's why I chose this tape. I just didn't pull the thread through. I mean, I could make it even, but you get the point. So there we go. So let's get started. So all you're going to do, if you have piano roll, you're just going to roll it out for as long as you want it. And so I want mine 14 inches. So you could take tea stained paper. You could take just regular copy paper. Copy paper would work great. This is yellowed from, it's 1939, so it's very yellowed. It looks probably white in the camera, but it's very yellowed. So that's all you want to do. So I'm just going to cut it at 14 inches or maybe just a little bit longer. And then I can always just cut it to however long I want it. That's how I did it before. So I'm just going to go along that edge. Now, I need it 2 inches wide. So I'm going to turn it over this way because it'll be easier. It won't keep curling up on me. So I need it 2 inches wide. So what I'm going to do, just to make sure, see, I want to get all those lines in. So what I'm going to do is, I want the lines and the dots. So I guess I'll get enough in by doing it that way. And I can always trim it on the side if I have to, but let me try to get it at 2 inches. I'm sorry if my head's in the way. So let's see. 1, 2. And I'm just going to tear it down and go a little bit farther because I'm right on that line there, and I can always trim it. See how easily it tears. I wanted to tell you, for this video, if any of you would like some piano roll paper, I can't promise it will come round like this, but I would be happy to send you some. It wouldn't be a whole roll, but I would be happy to send you some. If you could just leave me your information. You don't have to leave it in the description box, but just say yes, I'd like some, and I'd be happy to send you some. And then either go to my Facebook page and leave me a message in Messenger, or I'll find you. Okay? So anybody that comments that would like some piano roll, I'd really like to send you some. Alrighty. So now we've done that, because I'm fortunate enough to have some, and I'd like to let you have some. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to glue this to this. And like I said, if it's too wide, I can always cut it down. And for this, I'm going to use my art glitter glue. I know a lot of you have asked me about these pins, and I am going to make one at the end of the video. They are so simple, and for me, it's much easier because I can just stick it in the side of my bottle. It's not heavy, and I'll show you at the end of the video how to do that, because I know a lot of you have asked me, how do you make that pin? And I'll show you, because I need a new one anyway. That one's a little bent. And that's why the bottle is covered with paper. It's not to decorate the bottle, it's to stick the pin in where the paper is so I don't lose it, especially when I'm working on a lot of things at one time. And most of the time when I'm doing videos, I just throw it to the side because I get nervous. But I'm just going to go down like this. Now remember, you've got holes in your piano paper. So, and I strongly encourage you, like I said, to watch their videos, because they've made their own piano paper by putting holes in it. And it's amazing how they've done it. I mean, you can't tell, except that they've told you. I probably should have glued this, not this, but that's okay. So then you're just going to lay this on top. And once you do, it will flatten out. And like I said, it's going to squeeze through like, sort of like lace would. but not too bad. I mean, I don't have any on my hands yet. So just go along like this. Just flip it over. Now, see, I didn't get it exactly 2 inches, but that's okay. I'm going to trim it. So that's all you need to do. Let me just get some up in here. You can sew it or you don't have to sew it. Okay? And I strongly recommend that you use a good glue because I did use glue stick for the first one I made, and it came up on the sides. Like I said, I had to sew it. And I think it may be because I'm using both vintage vintage piano paper, and this is tea stain, so that might have been why. I don't know. So, I mean, you know, try it with the glue stick if you're not using both the tea stained or the vintage. I'm pretty sure it's the piano paper, the Pianola, piano, I can't say it, I'm just going to say piano. It's Pianola. And what it is this, obviously, you know, probably, it goes into the piano, and the player piano, and you don't have to touch the keys, it just plays the music for you. So now I'm just going to take my ruler. There we go. Done. Roll this back up and put it away. And put my pin back in, which is a little bent, so this will take me a second. There we go. See? There we go. Okay, so put that aside. I'm just going to take a pair of scissors and I'm just going to trim up my spare piece of piano roll because I cut that a little bit wide. I should wait for the glue to dry, but I'm not going to. See how it flattens out really nicely once you get the glue on. Here we go. There we go. And up there. Now, as you can see here, this has a point on it. That's how most or all piano rolls have this. This is just painted, like I said, with gold acrylic paint because most of the piano rolls are either black or gold, depending on their age. I'm so sorry, this is driving me nuts, so I'm just going to remove it because it's not even, and you know how I am. So go through the back, take this, oops, take the back, bring it around, and tie it. Just make sure your strings are even so your bow comes out right. My thumb hurts so bad from the Fabri-Tac, guys. I'm really sorry. I can't even tell you. I really need to find a fabric glue. I don't know what they did to the formula because I have used that for years and never, ever had a problem. My friend Bella at Bella's Crafty Studio, she cannot use it because it keeps her awake. I think it's the acetone or the acetate. Acetone, yeah. So see, It's got a point, so we want to do that. And that's what I did next. So just choose your top or bottom. It doesn't matter. They're both the same. You want to fold it like this, like you're going to make a tag. Okay? You know how if you make a tag, sometimes you'll fold it like that? Well, at least I do. And just bring it up to the point. And there you go. There's the bottom that I painted gold. And I just, like I said, I took a small paintbrush. And I'm not going to do it now because it takes a few minutes for the paint to dry. But you want to take a paintbrush. And then what I did was I used these 3 dots and I painted it on here. And then once it dried, I flipped it over and saw where those dots were. I drew a line with a pencil, painted the other side. That was it. But like I said, I won't do that now. So then the next step was to, for me, this isn't how everybody else did it, but this is how I did it. So, but still, please do go visit them because, like I said, you'll get some great inspiration. That's what I do. I'm just getting the glue off of my mat so that we don't get it on our project. Not that I think we will, but just in case it went through any of those holes. And all I'm using, for those of you that are new, is simple hand sanitizer. It takes glue off of everything. It will take off if you use like inks or like this afternoon I had a huge fight with my printer. Oh yes, we had a battle. And I had ink all over my hands. My fault. I'm not blaming my printer. I did not put my cartridge in properly. Yesterday, I'm sorry, not today, yesterday. Didn't put my cartridge in properly and it got jammed. So we didn't, yeah, we had a problem. So then the next thing we're going to do, or I did, I'm sorry, is you could stamp the back, which would be really pretty. And I was going to do that tonight, and I think I will. What time is it? 22? I think I won't, because it will take too long. But you could put like some stamps or what have you on the back. You could stitch it now if you're going to sew, or not. I sewed mine after. So there you go. Now I'm just going to simply collage this with anything. So you could use, for example, book page. Okay, I'm not going to do that because it will just take too long. But you could take book page, because everybody has book page. You could take, all I'm doing is taking my scrap basket, and that's what I did for the one that I just showed you. The other one, I did spend a little bit more time because it's a sewing theme, and I used a sewing pattern. So, but this one I just collaged, and I'm not even kidding. It took like 10 minutes. But then again, I knew what I was doing. So, you know, just collage it, just like you would collage anything. So, yeah, I just took scraps and I laid them down wherever I wanted them, like so. And then, well, for this one, I embossed. This is just a piece that's left. Don't bother, because once you roll it up, the embossing, it's still there, but you collage over it so you lose it. But save this piece if you do, because it's cool. So you could collage it with anything, you know? So there you go. Just take your scrap basket. You know, I mean, I have a little box that I use for my trash when I am fussy cutting. See, like this. Or I actually have an Insta ink box that I'm decorating, so I'll use that for my fussy, you know, fussy cutting. But this is what I keep my scraps in that I will eventually put away once I'm done with my project, which I am done with my last one, so these will be put away. So in any event, collage it. Once it's collaged and all glued down, then trim it so that it's all even Steven 2 inches, okay? But we won't do that because, you know, time. It does take time to do that. So once you've got all your collage pieces down, that looks pretty good. I might do this because I love them. But you only want to go as far as where you paint it, or you don't have to do that. You could collage it all the way down there and don't paint it at all. And I'm just adding this for a little bit of color, and because it was in my scrap basket. So you could do that very easily and not paint it at all. But the piano rolls have either a gold or black, you know, so that's why I did it. Plus it feels really good. It feels like leather. It's cool. So anyway, so you'll collage it. Once I was done collaging it, I took my small box of sentiments, words, little scraps that, you know, I keep in my little scrap box. I don't bring out my all of my ephemera books, because then it just gets, there's too much, you know. So I keep like sentiments, words, pictures, butterflies, flower, you know, maybe some flowers, stamps, that kind of thing. So once you're done doing all of this, then you want to decorate it. So say I want to do miracles can happen, or this little washboard, or say I want to use, what's that lace doing in there? That goes in my lace box. Or just a scrap piece of paper, you know, that would look pretty. Here's some more pink we could add, like say over here, maybe. And then maybe another picture. These are Sam Pool. I just sized them down because I like little things. So I do these little Rolodex cards. I do, let's see. I do these. I love doing these. This is just tea stained paper. You know, sometimes I'll just take and collage a page. And then sometimes I'll just take them out and use them. There's a little baggie here where I keep different scraps and stuff. And I put my own tea stained paper in there, and then it has all these pages. My other one's full. So yeah, I always keep a box of small scraps so that I can make those, or the Rolodex file, you know, little Rolodex cards or things like that. So then you just want to take and maybe add, you know, some sentiments or words like a thankful heart. How about you could do seek beauty in humble places. You could do something in French, say over here on the side. I'm not sure what it says, but that's might either be Sam Pool or I don't know who it is. Actually, it might be Ruby and Pearl. I'm not sure. And you can mix it up. Happiness brings joy. How about that? That would look great. So then you just want to decorate it. After all of that collage is down, then you just want to decorate just like a collage board. Simple, right? That's it. And you're done. Unless you wanted to put a piece of lace or a couple of pieces of fabric. It's your choice. Really, it is your choice. Cultivate love in all things. I'm going to remove this because, I mean, we're in English, so we'll keep it in the English theme. And I like seeing the book page. I like seeing that. That just kind of looks pretty because of the pink aqua. And actually what I'd probably do is I'd move this picture over here. And then I put this over here because then you go here, here, here. You know what I mean? But it's up to you, however you want to decorate it. Once all of this is glued down, remember now, it's a collage. Now you've decorated it, okay? Once you've got it all decorated, actually, I'm sorry, let's go back. Once you've got it collaged, you want to trim it. Then you want to decorate it so that you make sure that these are on your edges so that you're not going to trim those off. Okay, so trim it to your 2 inches once you've got it all collaged. It's all glued, then trim it to your 2 inches. Then decorate it. Once you've got it all decorated, all you're going to do, I'm going to remove these now. It's all decorated, it's all glued down. You've already collaged it. So you want to collage this. Then you want to flip it over. And you want to trim the sides up. Then you want to put down your decorations however you want. See, because then you won't go over your edges. Okay, does that make sense? I'm sorry for confusing you. You don't even have to collage it. Look, that looks really pretty. You don't have to collage it. That looks really nice. I mean, really, it's yours. You do you, okay? Whatever is going to bring you joy, you do you. Now, if you put a piece of lace down here and say a couple of little pieces of fabric, you wouldn't even have to collage that. You know, it's so pretty. So you do you. You could put some butterflies. Look, if you didn't collage this, and even if you did, it's a butterfly. Here's a little pot of flowers. I just made a stamp out of it because it was a scrap. Here is, I just made a stamp out of it. But you get the point, right? Look it. You wouldn't even have to collage it. We just do, you know, because we do. That I just made a stamp out of because it was just a piece, so I could do something like this and then put the butterfly right there. I'm just giving you some examples, but like I said, you have to do, yeah, I could do a whole, you know, put a butterfly there and say a butterfly here or here, and no collaging necessary. Just an example. Here's some flowers. Put those there. You wouldn't have to do any collaging, but you do you, okay? So now you've got this all glued down, right? Say you did collage it, you flipped it over, you trimmed it, you've got it all glued down, it's all decorated, that's all glued down. I'm going to remove these now, but it's all glued down. Once you've done that, I took a wooden skewer, but you don't have to. You could use your straw, but for me it was simpler. You want to take this side, not the collage side, and you just want to roll it tight. I'm rolling it very tight onto this wooden dowel. It's just easier. You can use one of those wooden skewers. You could use a toothpick if it was long enough. Just whatever you want to be able to roll this like this. And all you're doing, just like when I make the Mobby paper, you're breaking the fibers of the paper so that it will roll back up again. And now I'm just going to press it down and roll it. And roll it. And the reason why I'm not doing it with my straw is because the straw is plastic. and it would likely bend. You could use a pencil. A pencil would work fine. See? It's the same width. So just use a pencil. If you don't have something like this, use a pencil. I didn't even think of that till just now. Use a pen. Okay? Same thing. It'd probably be better because, you know, it's the same size as a straw. So just do that and you have got your piano roll. So let me just put these to the side. I'll put them away later. And I already have a piece of straw cut here. Well, I can use this one. Doesn't really matter. You're not going to see it. I'll just use that one because it's already cut. So now what you want to do is, I did not cut my straw all the way. You have to unroll it. Now remember, this part is all collaged. And some of it will lift. So just take your glue and kind of, you know, put it under where it's lifted. See, it's already starting to lift on the side. I'll fix that later. I'm not going to do it right now. So then you take your straw and just leave it long. It doesn't matter because you're going to cut it. I am going to take my glue. I'm going to now put it right on that edge, like so. I'm going to come down about an inch. That's about an inch. I'm guesstimating. But yeah, it looks like it's about an inch. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my straw. I'm going to bring it right up. Can y'all see? And bring it down. Okay. I'm going to hold this and use a strong glue. I'm using art glitter glue. Hold that. Down like this. And just roll it until your glue is on the straw and the paper. So that's why I said glue it down about an inch and do it really tight onto that straw. Really tight. Okay? It's okay if you get it on your mat. You can get it off. And now it's right onto there. And I'm just going to take a clip. I'm going to clip it just like that until it dries, which will only take a minute because we use the art glitter glue. Okay? And then while that's drying, I'm going to get the glue off my hands. Not that the art glitter glue bothers my hands, but I'm still going to get it off my hands because I don't want to get it on my project and dirty up my project. And it's just hand sanitizer. You can get it anywhere. I started using that during COVID. It was an accident. I mean, it was just pure accident. I had it in here because during COVID, of course, you know, we were using hand sanitizer for everything. And I went to wipe off my hands to eat lunch or what have you. And I went to sanitize my hands and noticed, oh my gosh, it took my glue right off. So then I was like, well, if it takes it off my hands, it must take, oh my gosh. And yeah, I've been using it ever since. And I know a lot of people in the community are using it as well. I mean, I say it every day. So now it's dry. I can take that off. The next thing I'm going to do, now remember, it's all collaged on this side, okay? You've already painted this if you want or not. It's all decorated. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a pair of scissors. I'm going to simply snip it there. And I'm going to snip it there. Sorry, I don't know where that went. There it is. Okay, so then the next thing you want to do is take your grommets, and I'll just use black ones for this one. I'm going to take 2 black ones because I have them, but you can use any color. It doesn't matter. And you might have to force it in there a little bit, but I don't even think that's black. I think it's green. Oh, I know that's black. That's green. Hold on. Because, of course, you know, I want to be able to use this, so I don't want to put a green one and a black one. Here's a black one. So I'm just going to use black just because, you know, I can. You can use any color you want. Brass, silver, black, gold. I'm going to put some glue in here. I'm going to take my grommet and I'm going to stuff it right into that straw. And like I said, you might have to twist and turn. Just hold the other end of the straw and just, you know, push it right in there. It will go. Just kind of twist it. I promise it will go. Just keep twisting it, especially if you're using the plastic or the paper straws. It will go in there. I might have pushed too hard on this straw when I turned it, but it will go in there. I might get a little bit too much glue on it, but that's all right. We'll wipe it off. Okay, I think what I did was I flattened the straw a little bit by pushing on it too hard, but that's okay. It's going in. No, it's not. It's pushing the straw out. Okay, hold on. Hold on 1 second. If that happens, simply take a pair of scissors. Don't forget to wipe them off when you're done. And go in there and open that straw up a little bit. And watch. Now, it's going to slide right in. It should. Dang it, I pushed that plastic straw down hard. And this is, you know, they're just a little bit bigger. There we go. My hands are real sticky, so it keeps coming out with my sticky hand. There you go. So you just press that in like that. And just hold it just for a minute. And then do the other side. And I'm going to open it before I even try it because I can see that it's a little bit. I might have to trim that end of the straw a little bit. I'm sorry my hands are in the way, but you can see what I'm doing. There we go. And that's just arc glitter glue. It held the other one fine. I think I just pushed on that straw too hard and it flattened it, you know. So you don't have to press that hard. So see here where it's lifting? Take your glue and just go in there. It's the piano paper. If you were using just, you know, any other paper, you wouldn't have to do that. Just pinch it closed. And that's pretty much dry. So then just go over, clip whatever part of the straw you need to, and you're going to do the same exact thing. Put some glue in here. Well, first I'm not going to do that again. That was a struggle. Put some glue in there, like right along the edge there. And then simply place your grommet in. See how much easier that went in? So I did press on that straw really hard. And your grommet will go right in there. Now, if you want to put a charm on here, oops, I pulled it out. Sorry. It takes a minute to obviously dry. I'm really hurrying. I'm sorry. Let's leave that in there for a minute. Sticky fingers. Let's let that dry for a minute. Let's use my paper towel. I already have out. And I'm just going to take a very quick sip of water. Thank you, I'm sorry. All right, so now your 2 grommets are here and here. And you're going to go down here. You'll take your crocodile. I used the smallest hole and just forced my grommet in there. Whoops. I don't want to use red. I'll just use black again. So it's very narrow. It's a very small hole, but I forced mine in because I wanted it nice and tight, because this is kind of thin if you're using piano roll. And do please leave a message if you'd like some piano roll in the mail to Happy Mail. To anybody that watches this video. Okay, there we go. Press it down just like you would any other. And that would be all decorated, obviously, just like my other one. And it goes around fine. You've got your 2 little grommets up here. If you wanted a charm on the side, all you would have to do is take a jump ring. I'll show you real quick. I'll use, it doesn't matter what color I use. So all you have to do is take a jump ring. Oops. And just put my pin back in. I might not have time to show you how to do this. If I don't, I'll do it in the next video. There we go. I mean, I have time. I don't know if you want to stick around and wait. I'm still going to do it. So then I just open it up. They're easy to open with your fingers, or if you have jewelry pliers, that's even easier. But they're pretty easy to open up. So you just open it up. You choose something you want for the side. I'll choose one of these because they're right here. I mean, I have a bunch of charms beside me, but I'll just choose it so it's not. And then I'm going to go up here and take my jump ring. I'm going to simply put it, still open. I'm going to simply put it around like this. Or you can use a bulb pin. It doesn't really matter. It's kind of fiddly for me to do because of my eyesight. So I might not be able to do this part on camera, but you get the gist of what I'm doing. Okay. Oh, I just pulled that out because it wasn't dry. You'll have to wait for that to dry to do this part. Okay, so put that back in. So just let that dry. Make sure it's nice and dry. You know, leave it overnight. I mean, you don't have to put this on right away. Leave it overnight and let it dry, or during the day, or just even an hour. Let that glue dry. I'm really hurrying because I know my videos are very long. So again, just take your jump ring and just slide it over there like this, open obviously. And I'm not going to do it because my eyesight, I really can't see what I'm doing from a distance. But you're going to put your jump ring around here, right? Put your charm on, like this. And then close that jump ring. You can even close it with your fingers. You don't even need a jewelry tool. I mean, I have them, but I'm not going to use them in case you don't. And close up that jump ring. And you have, I'm not going to close it because I can't see it to close it. But you'll have your charm once your jump ring is closed. Okay? And the same thing down here. You just want to take a bulb pin. And I'm just going to take any one that I have that comes out of my little dish next to me. I'll open it up. I'll take any key or any charm I come across first. Put this here. I'll put this bead on. Pretend that bead's already up there. I'll put those on backwards. Doesn't matter. Yes, it does. Sorry. I want to put it in this way. So I want to put this on first. Backwards. I want to put this on first. Like so. My word. Dear. Put my key on. Like that. Nope. Put my charm on. I'm so sorry. Like this, so it's back towards you. Put your key on. Turn it around like that. And then simply open this up a little bit so you can get it in there. And there you go. You have a mini piano roll. And then take your twine or ribbon or string or whatever you're going to use. Make sure you leave it long enough because you can always trim it. Put it through the back. Okay. Rewind up your piano roll that's already decorated and sewn and whatever you want to do. And simply roll it back up. See, that's really drying now. I could put it on now, but like I said, I'd have to really put it up to my face and you wouldn't see it. You could actually attach the bulb pin. You could attach a bulb pin right to the very end. You wouldn't have to put it around there. You could attach it to the paper. Here, I'll show you. Watch. For those of you with poor vision, here's a bulb pin. A charm. Here's a bulb pin. You do not have to attach it to the grommet. You don't have to attach it to here. You could simply do this. Watch. See this? And poke it right through the side. And there you have it. So you wouldn't even have to use a jump ring for those of you who don't have them. I don't make jewelry. I make journal jewelry, but I don't make jewelry. I only have those because I got them from Temu. Now look, see, when you roll that up and even roll it down, you just have to pull it down this way and the charm that way. Okay, so that it goes like this. Roll it up, or do it at the end. You probably want to do that at the end. Yeah, do it at the end. I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to give you ideas. And that just came to my idea. I mean, that just came to my head. Can't even see that hole. Roll it up. I'm going to do it this way. It's easier. Roll it back up. Roll, 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 roll. Roll it. Keep rolling till you get to the end. Now remember, you've put your string through the back, and you're simply going to take it, bring that string around here, bring this string, wait a minute, I'm sorry, did it the wrong way, and take this string, no, I did it right the first time. This string that you put through the back, bring it around here, okay? That string you put through the back, you bring it around. I'll tie the bow first. Bring it around and tie it. And then just make a bow or whatever you want to do. I'll do that again because I made that very complicated. Put it through the back, bring it around, and tie right here. So the other part of the string you're not touching, just the back part. And you're done. It's the teacher in me, I'm sorry. And then you just want to tie your bow and then trim it. That's why I kept it long, because it's just that way you know that you have enough string. And if you take it out, just make sure your ends are even, and it will be even. Take your scissors and snip, and you've got your piano roll, which will all be decorated, right? See, I'm going to just pull that out, and it will look like that when you're done. Your keys will be there. You can paint it or not. Your grommet goes there. Collage and decorate, or just decorate. Done. Okay? And my jump ring is on here. And that's where my little charm is. And just, like I said, I think I just pushed on that straw too hard. So there's my first one, all decorated and collaged. And this one is the same, only I didn't collage or decorate it yet. So you could make up a bunch of these and then decorate them according to your journal. You know? I mean, it didn't take time at all. It's so simple. And like I said, if you do use the piano roll, you will have to go down the edges and glue, or you will have to sew it, because that piano roll, it's very vintage, very thin, and it's knotty, very fresh. And I may not have gotten the glue all the way to the very edge. Remember, I did trim it. So just take your glue at the end and just make sure. And once it's collaged and stuff, I mean, you shouldn't have that problem. Okay, so that is the piano roll. Where are we? 59. How about if in the next video I show you how I make this pin that I keep in the side of my bottle? We'll do that, because this is going to take a minute And we really don't have a minute because I've kept you long enough. So I hope that you enjoyed that video. I hope that in some way you've been inspired, even if it was something as simple as using hand sanitizer to get the glue off of your hands. So there you go. It's exactly the same, only I've already glued mine. I've already collaged it. But make up a bunch of these, right? And then just put them in an envelope or something. You don't have to roll it up yet. You can unroll it and flatten it out very easily. See? Like this. Same thing with this. And then you have this ready to go for your journal. Okay? So until the next time, be well, be safe, and God bless. I hope you enjoyed that. And remember, Stacy's Crafty Jam, Sparkle, the Line Dot Arrow, or the Line Dot Arrow group. And oh, please keep Natalie in your prayers. Her mother-in-law just passed away. So keep her in your thoughts and prayers. Thank you. All right, everybody. Be well, be safe, and God bless. Bye-bye.